We met for the first time at the museum at the Paseo, and Frank and I got to say hello, and I learned about what his site limitations were, and so that sort of set us on a course of trying to select a subject and when and where we would do it. I think we've produced a beautiful photograph.
You know, I've been working with NewView for several years, helping them some with the arts education part of their program. Sandy Wright, who works with them, called me and asked me if I'd be interested in helping do this kind of project, and I thought this would be a wonderful thing to do. What surprised me is how well it's going and how easy Bronnie is to work with. She's just a great person to work with.
Well, thank you.
As you can tell, the central vision is the central focus of the picture is clear, but the edges are blurry. It's a lot like what I see.
By manipulating the camera position and the angle of the lens, we were able to achieve central focus with blurred edges, very much the way I understand that Frank sees.
I'm not thinking in terms of vision loss. I'm thinking in terms of what Bronnie and I want to collaborate with and how we go about doing it.
It's a Native American shield.
It's a Southwest art shield. Yeah. Part of her ancestry is American Indian, and she wanted to make a shield. So I thought, well, we could focus on some kind of shield that represents indigenous people to some degree.
I brought my cross, and I thought it would be a good place to put that. Put it around the flower pot, and I really did like the effect.
When Frank took his cross off, and I wasn't aware that he had it on, and he said, could we incorporate this in a shot somewhere? And we were almost finished with our shooting time, and so got it just the way Frank wanted it, and I think it turned out beautifully and added significantly to the finished product. Photography is all about choices, I think, and so we tried lots of different combinations of how we placed the vases on the background and how they were intertwined together and which directions the flowers were facing. He picked the one that was my favorite, and he named it Resurrection, and I think that was very appropriately named.
I was born with aniridia, and you can have glaucoma, which I do not have, but you can also have cataracts, and I do have that. And aniridia is the absence of the iris, or very little of the iris. I heard about it when I was still working for NewView, and I've been involved in the Creative Visions art class ever since it started. Symbolized to me freedom.
It is a freedom.
Delta Gamma works closely with NewView because of our philanthropy being Service for Sight. Lauren Branch and I talked about some ideas of how Delta Gamma could be more involved with NewView, and then the event came up and just kind of grew from there, and they needed a lot of volunteers, and we have a lot of people who want to volunteer, so it was a perfect fit.
Now, what message would you want to send humanity right now?
All things are possible.
Yeah, that's a good message.
They're a great organization, well run, very organized. They get things done, and I like to volunteer when I feel like I'm making a difference, and you really do feel like you are contributing. NewView is an organized place to volunteer.
Well, we're very capable of doing just about anything anybody can do. We just go about it differently. We're just like about everyone else.
I can do whatever I put my mind to.
And thank you for being a good participant.
Thank you.